morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Friday the 27th of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, range bound start to the morning after yesterday's sell-off. Going to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 17,479 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 18,641. Going to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 18,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin test resistance at 19,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 20,070. Failure to move through the pivot will bring first major support level sitting at 16,050 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of sub 15,000 levels. The 23.6% fib at 15,840 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we had a late bullish cross yesterday and a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, suggestive of some upside through the morning ahead. On the EMA, however, we're seeing the 50 pull back from the 200 and the 100, suggestive of further downside ahead. So failure to move through that pivot would bring support levels and sub 16,000 into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 525.81 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 571.53. Going to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 550 levels, however. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum test resistance at 600 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 622.73. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the 23.6% fib at 495 and the first major support level at 474.61 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, Ethereum should steer clear of sub 450. Second major support level sits at 428.89. Looking at the MACD, got a widening of the bullish histograms after yesterday's late bullish cross, suggestive of some upside ahead. Looking at the EMAs, however, suggestive of some further downside through the day. We're seeing the 50 pull back from the 50 and narrow on the 200 with a possible bearish cross formation there, so keep an eye on that through the morning. Failure to move through that pivot, we're bringing that 23.6% fib and support levels into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, slightly bearish start to the morning. Going to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 72.89 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 81.48. Going to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out and back through to 80 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got resistance at 85 that will likely come into play. Second major resistance level sits at 91.85. Failure to move through the pivot, could see Litecoin fall back through the 38.2% fib at 71 to bring the first major support level sitting at 62.52 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 60. Second major support level sits at 53.93. At the MACD, similar trend. Late bullish cross yesterday, a widening of the bullish histogram this morning, supporting some minor upside early on. On the EMAs, however, we are seeing the 50 pull back from the 100 and the 200, and the 100 close in on the 200. Suggests a further downside ahead, so keep an eye on that. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the 38.2% fib, and move through the pivot level and back through to 80s. Failure to do that and you've got support levels in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar. Positive start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid that 38.2% fib sitting at 0.5285 and move through the pivot at 0.5479 to take a run at the 23.6% fib sitting at 0.6274 and the first major resistance level sitting at 0.6409. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from that 23.6% fib. So barring extended rally on, they expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.7 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.7447. Failure to move through the pivot and a fall back through the 38.2% fib would bring the first major support level at 0.4441 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should steer clear of sub-0.4s and the 62% fib at 0.3687. Looking at the MACD's got a widening of the bullish histogram supporting this early upside. On the EMA, we are seeing the 50 flatten on the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a further move northwards through the morning. So key through the early part of the day, break through the 23.6% fib and that first major resistance level to then target 0.7s. Failure to do that, and you got the 38.2% fib and that first major support level in play.